Ho, 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 ho.
Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Everything is backwards, folks. Backwards. Let's talk about it here on the Prepared Mind channel, 0 Dark 30 on this Monday morning. America first. That makes the most sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Well, it's the complete opposite of what the Democrats call for. It really is. Let's examine this, folks, and understand why we're neck deep in shit. And it's hitting the fan, and it's going to get nastier. I tell you, nastier. Oh, good golly, folks, the hypocrisy and stupidity. If you had enough money for your house to make it through the month, pay all your bills, and have a little bit extra, you're doing okay, right? You're doing okay. You're taking care of your family needs first. Because if you can't eat, you can't work. If you don't have money, you can't pay rent. You got nowhere to live, right? In other words, you've got to take care of yourself first before you can even consider taking care of others or investing or starting a business, anything at all. Wealth has to be created. It has to start from somewhere. But to the Democrats, no. You don't take care of yourself first. You give to everyone else. And then if there's anything left over for yourself, well, good luck. That's exactly how it feels to be an American. Probably how it feels to be a citizen anywhere. Because government says, no, not America first and not your house first. Our house, our wishes first. I read an interesting article this morning. Jackass Tampon Timmy Walz, former Democrat nominee and hopeful to be the vice president of the United States. What a loser. He says, I can't believe we lost to a billionaire, Donald Trump. Tim Walz is supposed to look broke and poor, even though, of course, as a governor of Minnesota, he lives in a mansion. But he wanted to look poor and normal. And how could America vote for a billionaire? I mean, gee whiz, billionaires hate the country. Why would they hate the country? The country is what made them a billionaire. And they don't hate the country. Well, not all of them. We'll get into more of that later, I'm sure of it. But here's the deal. We're supposed to believe that a public politician, right? A public, not a private corporate politician. Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. But let's just say a politician that's poor. And he picks up an office. And he says, oh my God, I can only make $50,000 a year as a private citizen. But as a public servant, I can make 500,000. I can make 10 times the amount. And then you take a billionaire like Donald Trump and say, well, we're going to pay you 500,000. He'd be like, so what? Right? 500,000 is nothing. What do I care? I can't be bought with that. Right? Whereas Tim Walz, he'll say and do anything to get 10 times what he's normally going to get. You see, so who's tempted? They want you to believe that a billionaire is here to screw us over. That all he's going to do, every decision he makes is going to be for himself. Well, that is exactly how the Democrats think. That's exactly how these so-called poor people think. But they want us to believe the opposite, that Trump, because he's a billionaire, must have got that money because he's an evil, selfish bastard. Instead of, he doesn't need the money, so he must be doing it for altruistic purposes. And that's where we sit at. Literally, that's where we sit at. This fight, this struggle between America first and not. A billionaire that's intelligent knows that if the economy goes down, his money and wealth goes down. A lot of billionaires hold their wealth in stocks, equities, ownership of companies. They don't literally have billions of dollars stacked on pallets sitting in their fucking living room, using it as coffee tables and sideboards. Their money's put to work, and if the economy goes down, their wealth goes down. So they want America first in all terms, if they can. In fact, many billionaires, super donors, they call them, are now supporting Trump and criticizing the Democrats. I think their guilt, their personal guilt, right? They're realizing, wait a minute, the Democrats don't really serve, right, the people. They only serve themselves. Folks, it's America first is the way that this works. There is, I believe, a woman from Africa who serves as an MP in England, a minister of parliament. It's kind of like a representative we have here. And she's warning England to protect their population, or soon they won't have one and they won't have a British culture. It'll be gone, erased, wiped out. What is she saying? Well, she's saying England first. Put your country first. Put your people first. These immigrants are not about your country. They're not going to. This is a foreigner. She's telling him, she's giving him the recipe. And folks, this is not a secret. This is not a mystery. It's never been hard to figure out. Doing your country first. Putting your country ahead of other countries. Not to condemn and hurt others, but to make sure that you have your bills paid, that you're eating, that you have a house, right? Just like your personal life. How can you pay taxes if you can't pay your other fucking bills just to stay alive? Government doesn't care. Because the government is now completely run aground on the rocky shores of stupidity. This is the point in time that we're at right now. You see, every time the government or any government around the world gets out of hand, the people, if they're allowed to, start demanding, right, a populist representation. And politicians hate this. They don't want populists. That is to say, politicians that do what their people want. But isn't that what a representative government is supposed to be? Yes, it is. However, they don't like that. They don't want that. They want to do what they want. And they push and they push and they push. And then they push some more and take and take and take. And then take some more. And then tell us it's for our own good. And if you don't do it, you're selfish, you're greedy, you're racist, you're bad. Why is it that politicians can be selfish and greedy, but that's okay? But if we are so-called selfish and greedy and look out for ourselves, it's bad. You know, that is the mentality, it's the mindset of people who are just flat out evil. Flat out evil. And there's only a couple of cures for flat out evil, folks. And both of them end with the word caliber. Wow. But this is where we're at. This is where we're going, folks. Are we going to go America first? And for Canada, Canada first? And for England, England first? What about countries that are being taken over right now? Georgia, Romania, Syria. Do you think those countries are Romania, Georgia, Syria first? Or do you think they're being taken over by these socialists? And that they're going to be duped and they're going to be gutted like fish. They're going to be carved up and given to their political friends. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Chance favors the prepared mind, folks. It truly does. We know what's best for us, and we voted for it, and we need to keep demanding it. Do not stop and give up and think everything's fine. We're in the battle for our lives as a republic and as individuals. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours.